Hi, welcome along to Transfer Daily. Taking a look at the transfer rumours today. One of the rumours that is flying around today, and I know there's some fans out there who said, Robbie, stop talking about him now. You've been talking about him all summer, but his name has emerged again today, and it is Sami Khedira. Yes, Sami Khedira back in the transfer news for Arsenal. And the reason that is because there's reports coming out of Spain that Real Madrid are willing to take as little as £8 million for Sami Khedira. Now, we all know that Arsene Wenger a couple of weeks ago ruled out Sami Khedira, said that he has no interest in signing Sami Khedira because he's already got box-to-box midfielders in, Jack Wilshere, etc. However, we all know what Arsene Wenger's like as well. We remember the famous one where he said that he was not interested in signing Santi Cazorla and still ended up signing him. Now, a lot of us have looked on it and we've thought to ourselves that Sami Khedira could do that holding midfielder role for Arsenal, which they so desperately need. And there's no doubt about it that as we get closer and closer to the end of the summer transfer window, his price is going to reduce because he's only got 1 year left on his contract. He's trying to negotiate a new deal, as we all know, with Real Madrid, and Madrid obviously want to get him on cheaper wages, etc. They're in a strong position because they've bought in a load of players. That's the only way they're going to keep him. If not, they're willing to get rid of him. They've got the most expensive assembled team at the moment with James Rodriguez, etc., Tony Cruz. So they don't mind selling him. That's just the way Real Madrid work, even if you have been a good player over the years. So he could be surplus to requirements. Now, if they don't sell him during this window, that means that he could be, say, available in, say, January for about £5 million, because his value would drop like a stone, because he'd be able to walk out at the end of the season for nothing. So it's in Madrid's interest to either sign him up to a new contract or to get rid of him. It's going to be no sense them making it linger on to the next window, where, as I said, his price will drop really, really low, or leaving it so that when it comes to the end of the season next year, Sami Khedira will just be able to walk away. Real Madrid will get nothing for him, and he can go and join the club of his choice. Now, only really what clubs are interested in Sami Khedira? We're hearing Fiorentina are interested, but would he want to go to Fiorentina? I very much doubt it. I'm sure he's going to be looking at either Arsenal or Chelsea. Would Arsene Wenger go back on his word and make a move for Khedira? We really don't know, but I think there's a possibility that it still could happen. We don't know, of course, we don't know how Arsene Wenger thinks, but he may think that, listen, if it's available for that amount of money, it may be worth, taking a punt on Khedira, and it could be one of those deals that go right down to the end of the window. So we're going to have to watch this space on that one. But Sami Khedira, that price of £20 million is dropping like a stone now. It's said that he's available for as little as £8 million. Another midfielder available pretty cheaply as well is Adrien Rabiot. He plays for PSG at the moment. He's only 19 years of age. Midfielder, again, very similar to Sami Khedira in that he's a box-to-box midfielder but can also play in that defensive position, can even drop in as a centre-back, which is similar to Sami Khedira as well. And he's available for about £5 million. PSG apparently want to keep him, but Rabiot is saying, listen, I want to play football. I want to play games. He only played about 21 games for PSG last season, and he's saying that he wants to play football, and that's why he wants to leave. Again, been linked heavily to Arsenal and Chelsea. Would he get more game time playing at Arsenal with our midfield? Unless he played as a holding midfielder. And I don't think a 19-year-old holding midfielder is what Arsenal are looking for. Probably they'd be looking for a more experienced person in that position. But he's available. He is a talent. Arsenal do like him. Arsenal are interested in him. And again, We're going to have to watch this space on that one. Again, how many midfielders can we get? But he is another player who's been linked for a couple of weeks now, and the rumours are getting hotter and hotter because he definitely wants to leave PSG, and PSG again might have to just sell him. Player that Arsenal have been trying to get, Manolos, Kostas Manolos, the Olympiacos player, Greek international, 23 years of age, very, very good centre back. Was linked to Arsenal earlier on in the week. We're now hearing that other clubs are interested in him. We'd heard before that Juventus were very, very interested, but they've called on that interest now. But two other big clubs now interested in his signature, and that's Manchester United and also Bayern Munich, who this week lost Javi Martinez to a very bad cruciate ligament injury. They're also very interested in him as well. So again, that means prices might go up. That gives also Manolos more options of where he wants to go. But again, Arsenal desperately in need of a centre-back. Since we've lost Vermaelen, we've lost, of course, Sanya, who could also cover in that position. So we're very, very short in that area. I mean, if today's game, you know, we probably, Mertesacker's not going to be playing, so we've got to have young Callum Chambers in there, who's looked really, really good in the friendlies, but it starts for real today, and he is only a young kid, and we do need a specialist player in that area, because even as an understudy, you're probably going to get a lot of game time in this Arsenal team. So Manolas, a player that Arsenal definitely looking at, but they're facing competition now from Bayern Munich and also from Manchester United. And just on that, Mertesacker yesterday announced that he's retiring from international football, and what a great career he's had for Germany. Of course, he won the World Cup with them this season. I think he's been in about 5 tournaments for them over the years. Played for Germany for 10 years, 103 caps. It's been a brilliant career for Mertesacker. And we see it at Arsenal. He guy's a natural-born leader. Many people think to themselves that he should really have got the captaincy of Arsenal. And, you know, he's had a fantastic career. And it's good news for Arsenal as well, because he's 29 years of age, means that he's going to be able to give Arsenal his absolute everything, which he has done, in fairness, since he's come to the club. And, you know, it's great for, you know, him as a player to know that he's gone out on a high, and let's hope that by the time he ends up retiring for Arsenal, he goes out on similar highs for us as well. Also yesterday, very interesting, we were talking about Edinson Cavani for a few days in the striker position, but interesting yesterday that Arsene Wenger stating that, listen, Joel Campbell, he's happy with Campbell, he wants to keep Campbell. He's slightly vague on it. He didn't categorically say yes, he's definitely 100% staying, but he was more or less saying yesterday that, listen, he's adapted to the team well, he's done his loan moves, I like his attitude in training, and he's going to get his chance. He's going to get his chance to play, and I like him. So I'm pleased with that. I'd like to see us keep Joel Campbell and give this guy a chance. I mean, he's been a bit like a fugitive, going out on loan here, loan there, loan there. It's time for him now to get his chance, and let's see what he's made of. Let's see if he is Premier League class. And the only way to find that out sometimes is by giving players a chance. And so I hope that Joel Campbell does get his chance, as Arsene Wenger is saying. And if he does get his chance, that probably rules out Arsene Wenger going to buy a striker like Cavani, because Wenger does feel that he has a lot of players in that striking position, so he doesn't feel that we need to get a player. And talking of that striking position, Nicholas Bentner has finally left Arsenal, and I know a lot of fans will be cheering to the rooftops of that, but he's joined Wolfsburg on a 3-year deal, so that's it. Bentner is gone. He's no longer an Arsenal player. Listen, good luck to him. I hope he can get his career back on track. He is more talented than what he's shown at Arsenal over the years, but he's, you know, listen, he wasn't a great player for us, we've got to admit it, and I think the standard of strikers and players that Arsenal are starting to sign now has really gone up, so let's hope that we can have a great season. And talking about that great season, the season starts today, and I'll tell you what, I'm so looking forward to it. The phony war is over, the friendlies are over, it starts for real today. Massive game against Crystal Palace, still can't understand why Palace, what's happened down at Palace with Tony Pulis leaving, but we got to take full advantage of that today. I'm really looking forward to seeing players like Alexis Sanchez today playing in a real competitive game. Debuchy, Callum Chambers, you know, the new boys, and plus as well the guys that like Aaron Ramsey, who I think is going to be a major player for Arsenal this season. So really looking forward to the opening game of the season. And listen, it should be great down there today. Full house, of course, at the Emirates, and really looking forward to it. And it'll be interesting because we've got some crucial games coming up. Don't forget, next week we've also got that qualifier against Besiktas, which is a massive game. Sort of goes under the radar a bit because of the start of the Premier League season, but that is a massive game on Tuesday. We've got to get a result there, either a win or a draw, but we can't afford to lose that game because that game, a lot lies on that game. As a matter of fact, if we win that game, that could herald maybe say one more major signing coming in, because you know that game is a difference of about £50 million when it comes to getting into the Champions League and going quite far in it. So it's a very important game on Tuesday. But let's take one game at a time. Looking forward to today and hoping for a big win. Look out later on, we're going to have videos, road trips going down there. We're going to be talking to fans before the game, and we will also be interviewing fans after the game. So if you're down there, make sure you come and find us down there at the Emirates today. Really looking forward to it. Massive game. Let's just get into a few of your comments from yesterday. Arsenal FC editor said, we've never won the league when we've lost the opening day. We need to win the first game and get 3 points and maybe start to be at the top of the table. Very interesting. Jonake 55 says, why would we buy Royce? Sorry. Why would we buy Royce when we need a central defensive midfielder? Gesh75 says, why don't we keep it simple and go back in for Loic Remy? Cheap and useful. He says also go for Khedira if available, and Alderweireld would be good too. I don't think Arsenal will be going in for Loic Remy. There's obviously some sort of injury problem that it looks like Arsenal got a tip-off about as well, because they were very interested in signing him, making him their first signing, but they just completely done a U-turn on that one. So I don't think Loic Remy will be coming to Arsenal at all. I think you can rule that out. Gunner Fan 87 says, hi guys, I can't seem to remember a definitive answer to this question online. Can the Emirates Stadium be expanded? Albeit I'm not an engineer, but the shape of the roof, it doesn't look promising. We've got 40,000 fans on the waiting list, so we could easily fill at 80,000 capacity. That's very true. From what I understand, it can't be expanded, is what was told when it was first built. It's that's it. It's 60-odd thousand, and that's it. I Never Drank says, I'm willing to bet that in Cavani's career, he will never sign for Arsenal. Okay. CMHONSU33 says, we need to get rid of Arteta. Mertesacker should be the captain. Med D says, I'd take Royce over Cavani and Khedira anytime. Nahim Good says, Frimpong. Remember we spoke yesterday a bit about Frimpong not getting through in his trial at Sturm Graz over there in Austria. He says Frimpong was too concerned with being dench and appearing in grime videos. Maybe he should have spent more time focusing on breaking into the Arsenal team. He'll soon be in the MLS. Let's hope that Emmanuel Frimpong can get his career back on track, because he was such a promising youngster. Sixpack says Diaby's back in training. He's only had a slight knock. That's what he says on Arsenal.com. He's looking in contention. If he can stay fit for at least 10 to 15 games, it will give us a good start to the season. This guy's so injury prone. I really feel sorry for him. Really hope that he can get a good run of games, because the kid just wants to play football. Avot23 says, I'm actually scared this season, he said. United and Chelsea are a major threat. Liverpool have a solid base. and we're still lacking a centre-back and a defensive midfielder. This will cost us dearly, he said. We do need to get those positions filled, and I think it will determine how well we're going to do this season as to who we bring in those positions. Kenny McLeod says Royce would be a beast. He would destroy teams in the Premiership. He would be our Hazard. Great player, pace, skills, and goals. Darwin Fuentes says, is it me or does Robbie kind of look like Joel Campbell? I wish I could play like Joel Campbell. Man from Orient says, we don't need Royce as we've already got similar players in Walcott, Sanchez and Chamberlain. What we need is a defensive reinforcement, a centre-back and a defensive midfielder. Another striker like Cavani could work wonders, but if that's going to happen, we first have to sell Podolski or maybe loan out Sanogo to sign another striker. And I don't think that Cavani will cost about 51 million, as I think his form has dropped during this last season, and maybe he will leave PSG for about 40 million. And I'll do this one as the last one. There's so many as usual. Thank you very much for all these comments. Nick's Core says, Royce, without a shadow of a doubt, should be our next mega signing. He's a great player. He's very versatile. Like you said, Robbie, Royce can play on the wing or as a striker, which is a massive plus. However, we must get someone like Carvalho as our defensive midfielder. He's big, he's strong, and he's great in the tackle and a great passer. I'd be happy if we even got Kondogbia or Bender if we're unable to get Carvalho. I definitely don't want Khedira, though, he says. And obviously, we must get another centre-back. And I think it's the sentiments of most fans that we must get a centre-back and a defensive midfielder. Those are the priorities. Thanks for watching Transfer Daily. We'll be back tomorrow. And once again, so looking forward to the game today. Just can't wait.